Radiant team pick.
Gone through. Gyrocopter.
Complexity's turn to pick.
Tiny.
Complexity's turn
Welcome back,
to
everybody. Game number 3. It all comes down to this for Complexity. Come on, come on. Complexity, Digital Chaos. Game number 3. Who's going to be moving on to the ESL One Manila qualifiers
Radiant
into the grand
team
finals to
back.
face up against Elite Wolves? Find out as the draft is already underway. It's been pretty quickly run through as Complexity, or rather Digital
turn
Chaos
to
leaving
back.
out the Wisp. They knew what was going to happen. Complexity, of course, first picked the Wisp. They knew what they had in mind in order to counter it, which is going to be Lone Druid and Gyrocopter to start. And then, of course, Complexity take the Tiny because it was Tiny. So, first round of the
10
draft go
seconds
through pretty
remaining.
quickly. Modpax, do you think that Digital Chaos's choice of heroes
Radiant team
is
back.
actually good enough to give away the Tiny Wisp to
Radiant
Complexity?
team pick.
Nope.
Nope. All right. Ending
Draft's
analysis.
over.
You can go home, ladies and gentlemen. EC are losing the draft so far.
Complexity's turn
It's,
to pick.
I don't know. Like, they play it so well. Obviously, you know, sometimes, and most teams ban it out first phase. DC did the first 2 games, but this time they're going to let it through. But there is a strategy to this, of course, because you know Complexity going to take the IO first. There's no question. Like, you know what's going to happen. So you guarantee yourself that 2-3. You set it up nicely to get yourself the Lone Druid and the Gyrocopter. Going to hope it goes a little bit better than the first game. And you're going to hope that because they've committed to the
10
IO Tiny,
seconds
they're not going to be
remaining.
able to punish you quite as hard. Like, they're going to have a little bit of a timer on the IO for the
5
relocate. You know,
seconds
generally you want to be a little bit greedier, try and get those levels up. You don't generally group up as early with that sort of a
Reserve
strategy.
time.
Now, maybe Complexity can kind of mix that up and still try and punish the Lone Druid, but I think that should give enough space that DC definitely have a pretty good chance of against this. Like, it's understandable why you're going to give it away if it means you'll get Lone Druid and Gyro.
Yeah. Digital Chaos seem to be running a push strategy once again.
I mean, I completely love this Undying, honestly. I think 1437 played it so well last game. It seemed like the most effective hero on the backlines. He fed the Tombstone a couple times, like, in skirmishes, but when it came to actual full-on team fights, I don't think the Tombstone ever died. It seemed like it was up and just spawning zombies for the entirety of the duration. Just excellent placement and the sustain. Like, he was throwing out soul rips, decays. I don't know, he looked really good.
So if you know, at Digital Chaos, you're going to be running some sort of push strategy. Maybe they pick up like a Vengeful Spirit as their next support, and I don't know what kind of it. But if you know they're going to be going for pressure early, they obviously don't want to go late game against Complexity. It also just seems to be the most favorable kind of strategy for Digital Chaos right now is push. How do you stop that?
Radiant team pick.
Bounty Hunter is definitely not the hero. So I'm
But
not
I'm-
sure if Complexity or I shouldn't say no,
Yeah.
but not afraid of the push. There's another early lane.
Complexity's turn to pick.
That's good. That's something who can kind of stand toe-to-toe in that mid lane. Like, it's pretty hard to find someone who's survivable. But now the question I'm wondering is, like, what is Swindle's hero? Do you go for the Faceless Void? It's a little bit risky when it's like the IO Tiny, but at the same time, it has a nice setup for the, the relocate in. Obviously, it gives you that timer, but at the same time, I feel like you get more out of something like a Slider than you actually would out of the Faceless Void. But then you have to lane a
10
Slider,
seconds
who
remaining.
doesn't have all the abilities that this new fancy Faceless Void has.
5 seconds remaining.
A hero that guarantees some farm like Bat Rider
Reserve
works
time.
well with Tiny Wisp.
Yep.
It can also potentially catch the puck or Gyrocopter or Undying. I don't know. That's the only hero.
There's still Death Prophet.
Tired, but that here that coming into my brain.
Yeah, no, Bat Rider is really solid. If that's something you want to go for, I don't know if it is something they pick up. Like, it's just so often that he goes back towards the Darkseer or the Slardar.
Yeah.
Which
I like the
it's
Darkseer.
a little out of it. Enchantress is still up too. But then you're up against a puck, so
10
pretty hard to bring him
seconds
down.
remaining.
Not that great up against the bear.
I like Darkseer just because it's a hero that I'm looking for a hero that guarantees
Radiant team
some
back.
early farm.
Yeah.
And so you'll have something before the push lineup comes in from Digital Chaos, and I am really hitting on the push lineup just because I feel like that was Digital Chaos's clearest strength. They didn't execute
10
I think their
seconds
push
remaining.
lineup as well as Complexity did in game number 1. But
5
just
seconds
from
remaining.
some things I heard, it just seemed is left
Reserve time.
that kind of outlet, and their lineup's pretty good for it so far, right? Like, Lone Druid is obviously like can scale late into the game, but Gyrocopter Undying Puck, that's going to be all 15 to 25 minute dominance right there.
That's a good ban, the Brew. Okay, where is Venge? Can you just pick Venge
Radiant
DC? Like,
team
honestly.
Yeah, I was like, where the hell is the Vengeful Spirit? I thought Complexity was gonna potentially go, I thought DC was gonna go for it as their hero to couple with the Gyrocopter, and then they went Undying, then Puck.
I think Venge is a really, really solid pick here. Like,
Unless they
maybe a Tusk.
Tusk, maybe like Disruptor would be the other hero, just simply because you're facing up against a
10
Tiny Wisp. But
seconds
I
remaining.
really
Classic.
feel like you don't necessarily need to counter the Tiny Wisp so much if you could just end the game fast. Bane, okay.
Complexity's
Okay, yeah. Something to go in the
pick.
dual mid, that makes sense. The Venge, not quite as favorable there, so this will be very good against the Io Tiny.
Yeah, that's a good point. Laning phase wise, if you want to look at supports that have stats, Bane is the hero.
Yeah.
Stats for days.
So now, this is a really big pick. This is hard. I think Darkseer actually is the play, just because you have the Bounty Hunter, got a nice little bit of synergy,
10
maybe you can get an
seconds
early
remaining.
kind of, you almost want to call it like a lucky kill, where like the Ion Shell comes on the Bounty Hunter,
5
and you're just like, oh,
seconds
we were not
remaining.
expecting this, and suddenly you just did a Janata plus Ion Shell. Yeah,
5 seconds remaining.
Tide Hunter.
I'll go with the Tide. Okay, good. Good little setup there as well. It doesn't. It's like the Faceless Void in the sense of like the big AOE control, but it doesn't put the barriers that the Chronosphere does. Like you can still take advantage of them while they're stunned up. So he gets the decent early farm too.
Isn't Undying the mid support though?
I feel like Bane's just so much better at it though.
Then you would have Bane Gyrocopter bottom lane against the Tidehunter. And that's really tough because you can actually just harass the Tidehunter. Once he separates himself from the creep wave, you sleep him up, you get close range with Gyrocopter, and then Anchor Smash doesn't matter. It's just a magic damage that'll kill him.
Yeah, it really just depends on how it goes early. That makes a ton of sense. Like if you can force him back in the jungle, he's go to the Iron Town. Possibly you can even see them rotate up and get rid of that
10
hard camp because
seconds
Tidehunter is
remaining.
someone who, he's not like a lone druid that can fully commit to the jungle and still be happy about it. If you force a Tidehunter completely off the lane and off that hard camp so he can't even come soak tower when it pushes in, then like that's almost game over, which we've seen for Swindle. So I'd really like to see them rotate up and deal with that camp right now for DC.
Probably one of the most critical players here for Complexity is going to be Z-Freak. Because this is, it seems like a digital chaos. They try and strike that 15 to 25 minute mark where they're doing a lot of 4 or 5 manning. And Bounty Hunter is not particularly effective when it comes to actually fighting at that point in time. Obviously, if you have the power to win fights despite having a Bounty Hunter, then you start racking in Trackle, and that's amazing. But he just doesn't add enough to a team fight to be quite as strong as other supports. So if that's going to be the most dominant period of time of digital chaos, and they potentially can threaten your racks pretty early on thanks to Lone Druid and just their
30
mid-game
seconds to
dominance,
battle.
Z-Freak has to have a good laning phase. He has to really make sure that they win the laning phase. Otherwise, Complexity's lineup may come on just a bit too late.
How do they kill this lone druid? I could see that being a serious issue here
Yeah.
for the side of Complexity. Like, you don't have anything that you've really drafted to deal with it. You're going to have to rely on essentially like the static field, which can be helpful. The percent base can be really good up against the lone druid to start whittling them down, but one would assume you're going to be comboing up onto someone else with the tiny. They don't really have any sort of like decent lockdown to hold them in place. You got the slows, but when it comes to like letting the tiny whale on top of it, if Bulba actually gets up some items, now this was the issue last game, but again, it feels like they won't have that same punishment because of the IO. I don't know. I'm a little bit worried. So, okay, we got like a total mix-up here. We'll be the Zeus in the mid.
Yeah, they are running the tiny combination at top lane. And this is good because for Complexity because Zeus does beat out the Puck. And you still have the roaming Bounty Hunter, whereas the Undying is ultimately going to be much less effective. If he was facing a dual lane, he's good because of K and everything else, but he can't really stick around the mid lane that much because he's not going to be that effective at zoning out Chessie to make up for the experience that he's soaking away from the Puck. So he's going to have to eventually go somewhere else, which means then the Bounty Hunter, once the Undying does rotate out, Bounty Hunter can come be effective there. They already have the counter ward laid out for him, and it doesn't look like he has a counter of his own on the Bounty Hunter, which is a bit surprising. But
I guess maybe just because they can just use the Zeus once he gets a couple levels.
oh, that's true.
He's spotted out here though, so that courier shouldn't be found out here.
437 back out to the bottom lane. Z-Freak makes his rotation into mid lane. Should discover pretty soon that the counter ward is there.
Yeah, you can see he targeted the puck just to make sure, got the range to attack him, and then he instantly knows. Thing you always see those good bounty hunters players do when they run to the mid lane. Just target a hero and see what the creeps do.
Dwindle's doing a good job at bottom lane. He's getting some really effective creep pulls off of the lane, so he's always keeping himself like a nice little cache of creeps to be able to farm up without standing too far forward and potentially getting caught by the sleep combination we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, anytime you can get the nice little pull where you get your range creep aggroed by the enemy attacking, obviously it's just going to help push the wave closer to your tower. But now that 1437 is fully committed here, they get rid of the obs ward, the Z-Freaks placed down. Oh, this is a nice little play. The bounty hunter will actually be the one to try a pull. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, they got it. All right, big plays. Saving the lane. Oh, no. 43-7's like, no. All right, good
It's
stuff.
an undie. You think he cares about tanking a little bit of melee creep damage? So Swindle is going to be left to that Iron Talon away. But honestly, I think he got the levels necessary to not be too far behind. The fact that he got level 3 before he truly had to jungle is, I think, a pretty good sign. Because like I could easily see other offlaners in the same position actually just be left to like level 1.
Yeah, if he gets the stack off, it's like a mega win. Oh, he got it. That was so close to the end of the box. All right. That was so late on the timing. But that is sick for him. He's already got the 2 points to crack himself. So level 5. I mean, you can start with Ling on it. It's probably not going to be to like 6 or 7 that he can actually, go to town on it. Probably 7. Okay, now Z-Freak gets a soak bot though.
Am I wrong? I thought Zeus beat Puck mid. Ever since the
Well,
change to phase shift, no longer right click.
No longer right click in the sense.
Yeah, where the used to be the phase shift was auto casted, so you can dodge lightning bolt before it actually hit you.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like when it comes to the creeps and everything like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I assume like maybe it's just the early levels where it makes the biggest difference because you can't dodge the thunderbolt. There shouldn't be any way. The lightning bolt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was what the thing that Puck actually beat Zeus mid pretty easily was because of that phase shift. I guess you could be right. Like level 5, Chessie is going for like the maxed out lightning bolt builds, so he is going to be pretty dangerous now for the Puck.
It might just be the fact that like he did build like a lot of damage to resolution. Like came with the 2 fairy fires as well, and you can see some like 69 total. He's got the magic wand, so with the threat of the Bane always present as well, it might just be the way that Chessie's kind of forced to play the lane that's not necessarily matchup based.
AY took the opportunity to steal a bit away from Tidehunter. Surprised he's not sitting on this camp though, as it's pretty clear that Swinamons is gonna take the rest.
Yeah, I think he's worried about a rotation for Hanskin, I guess.
Trying to get Z-Freak, I think, a Vaster level 6 since the bottom lane's free anyway. Right, because Tidehunter's jungling. Oh, he's actually going to rotate mid. I thought for sure he just sits in lane, right, until he gets his level 6. Oh, double TPs. The hell out of there. Hanskin's going to make sure that Chessie's alright. Unfortunately, he breaks the coil. Not really the play, but do survive through that Dream Coil attempt.
This is the thing about Puck though. There's like no way they actually get this kill, I don't think. Like Resolution would have to be playing really aggressive, diving the tower. He still has both his fairy fires saved up here, and he can just go home. Well, AY. Now you can see like Chessie, that level 3 into the Thunderbolt, man, he's just shredding through them. But they'll push into the bottom lane, and there's no Chen this game, so the timing's going to be quite a bit later. You're still looking for this Midas on Bulba. His farm pretty similar overall to the Tidehunter. He's actually a little bit behind him. Surprised.
Z-Freak's a bit lucky. That kind of word was placed too far back or maybe a little bit too late. They had put it a bit forward. Maybe they could have caught Z-Freak. As it is, tier 1 tower does go down. Z-Freak obviously can't stop this. That was always the issue with the old Bounty Hunter, where you actually ran him as an offlaner, is that you just push into him. There's nothing a BH can do.
Yeah, man, the offlane has changed quite a bit since those days. Coming into all these side camps, and now not only the camps you can pull, camps that are hanging out in your basically your offlane that you can now farm to. It's not just Darkseer versus Tri-Lanes anymore. Oh, look at this dive in mid. This is a perfect use of the first call down.
Yeah, absolutely. Chessie knows he's very much dead. Another Dream Coil being used out to make sure he doesn't get any more damage out, and that'll be it. First blood.
And they still have it too, because if you try and respond, this is complexity. Call down is there. It's ready, it's waiting, and this will be their little bit of a group up. More space can be provided to Bulba if they can force a rotation here from the Tiny as well. So, like maybe he's to show up into the mid lane. Just keep giving Bulba all the farm that they can give him.
Dying Tombstone, right click down by complexity.
Oh, this is perfect. They just back away. And now Lim's just mid, like, oh great. This is where I want to be.
And Bulba's just getting space to farm up, excellent. But they will make the best of this rotation by putting Chessie now at the top lanes. There's not that much of a drop.
Yeah, plus with the way the level shifting kind of happens, like Bulba's level 5, so you kind of have to watch out for the root there on top of Limp. Like, it's not too dangerous soul, but if there's a rotation, it gets a little bit sketchy, whereas the Zeus can kind of hold his distance.
Phase shift just barely in time ahead of the toss by Limp. It actually tossed Resolution back into an Anchor Smash with the Zeus ultimate at the same time. That would have potentially popped him. That was their one opportunity, I think, to kill the puck early. As you said, they don't have a whole lot to deal with him.
Well, Swindle's getting himself another stack up over here. Gonna be a triple. He's got the 3 points in the Kraken Shell. This is when you can do it. He's also got the Arcane Boots, so I would expect him to just kind of go for this right now. Slow, because you only have the 2 points in the Anchor Smash, but just the fact that you're essentially invincible up against them.
Whenever Swindle's got the... Because when you see the Ancient stacking, Tidehunter usually goes... he avoids getting Ravage. It can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then he can farm the stack, and you're going to get those levels. So, I wonder if he thought because of the mid push that he would need Ravage early on, and now that's obviously harming him a bit, is he can't actually clear through the Ancient stack just yet. They're going to be able to catch a double Dream Coil inside the jungle. This is big. They're going to be able to pick up both kills. 3-0. Digital Chaos go from picking up first blood, turning up the heat, getting a double kill inside the enemy jungle.
Jeez, I can't believe those are the only other kills this game. It's been, you know, fairly aggressive. Like, they've been on the forefront the whole time, but you haven't really seen that fight back from complexity. And again, you need this snowball in your puck. The hero, some games like this, it does look really good, but there's all these games with the puck that you're just like, why are people picking this hero? Like, it still has a lot of the same issues it used to have. It's going to fall off pretty hard if you don't get this nice early lead. Doesn't really become a hero without Dream Coil until you actually have the Blink Dagger, and then you can achieve some stuff without relying so heavily on it. And, you know, even potential soul pickoffs onto someone like the Wisp or the Bounty Hunter here. And there's your Midas for Bulba, so he'll be a little bit happier this game. Not even 10 minutes yet. This is going extremely well.
As you said, they don't really have a good way to be able to kill the lone druid, and they're giving 1-4-3-7 a lot of time to farm as well. They're going to lay down another counter ward. They don't have level 6, but it seems like the burst damage may just be enough. Yeah, it is. He actually could have tried to get out of the range of that counter ward, but I think he made the assumption he just wasn't going to be fast enough.
Yeah, surprised that he had that little bit of an edge there, but it's okay. Oh, Swindle's... He's trying to break it up.
Freak the hell out. I thought Swindlemelons was going to go. I was like, oh, he got a level of Gush too. He's really slowing down his Ancient farming.
Under attack.
Oh, that's pretty brutal. Oh man, if they spot this, oh, that could be so crushing. Like, they have 3 points in the flat cannon, they have call down as a threat. If they have no, because they're going to be warding that area up soon. And if they roll up there with the gyrocopter, oh man, that is like disaster zone. I
think he needs the 4th level of Anchor Smash.
I wonder if it's just because of like the attack speed, like he's not as tanky to, like he can't take as long with the Anchor Smash being that weak now, just because all these changes to the auras. Like, it's not like the rest of the jungle creep where it's the actual amount of damage that you really need, but It's just the fact that these frenzy wars, man, they were kind of beating him down, even though he had the 3 points.
Yeah, that and the change to anchor smash, so the damage reduction is less.
Yeah, it's true.
That probably hurts a lot.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Because I think
Yeah, well,
it used to be 3 levels of Kraken Shell and 2 levels of Anchor Smash, and that was enough to essentially take no damage from the Ancients, or practically no damage.
Yeah, and there were no granite auras or anything like that either, so
Yeah.
it was really easy. Not the issue this stack,
Radiant's
but
bottom tower is under attack.
yeah, times were simpler back then. There were like Beastmasters throwing axes at ancient camps from the offlane. All right, Blink Dagger. Relocate, here we go.
Running for resolution, they will be able to pop him with the Blink Dagger. That's the first reveal.
Track gold too.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, that
tower
was
is under
actually a
attack.
very critical pickoff. Of course, DC can forgive it. They're like, okay, that's the Blink Dagger. Now we know, but still, Complexity executed that quite well. They're going to rotate a couple heroes. AUI is level 6, hoping to be able to catch Swindle, but he's already out. He is going for the mech build. I like this build for this game. They needed a mech hero. That's why I was in favor of the Darkseer. And
Yep.
Swindle getting in this game makes a lot of sense.
And now he can definitely take down the stack too, and that's like mech gold for sure. Be able to clean that up easy, and plenty to boot as well. He's actually gonna move only 500 away from his mechanism. And Balba, he's a time bomb, but he's still ticking for quite a while. It's still only the Midas, 1,000 gold. Oh, Courier, Z-Freak, got it. Oh, one more. Oh, easy.
Courier, but they're gonna lose Chessie, it looks like, as his magic wand can only do so much to save him. The Ravage does go out, catches 2, but there's still the Tombstone to deal with. Swindle can't really win this fight, as Limp doesn't really have an opportunity to make his jump inwards. Swindle's going to be chased down long time, but they managed to get the Fiend's Grip onto Limp as well. That's going to be an extra kill. Onskin can't stop this with the relocate still not up. He's going to be chased down by Yawar. What a disastrous fight for Complexity. Z-Freak gets the Courier, but Complexity will still lose a major fight in mid lane. This is where Boba comes into the table. Doesn't need his... Oh, they're going to get Z-Freak as well. Wow.
Woo! 2 towers possibly as well. Bulba just show up like, oh hey guys,
Yeah.
I come too.
Thank you for the win, team. I will get the Radiance free 20 minutes for you.
Oh man, that is just one of those fights. Everyone kind of starts showing up one by one, quick pick after quick pick. The flat cannon canceling out the blink from Limp. So he wasn't able to reposition. You saw the Bane moving in, but there's nothing to do. Oh, and now blinking to the trees.
Oh god,
Limp.
not good. Complexity are just falling apart now in this best of 3. Limp throws the toss back. That does a good amount of damage, but he's lacking everything. The Tombstone is slowly but surely harming him. He will be able to get out of the trees. Looks like the best they can do is maybe kill the Tombstone. And that's it. Oh my god. What's going on? Complexity on full tilt here. Z-Freak. He's doing everything he can, man, to win this game for his team, but he needed that Spirit Bear kill so badly.
Kid Orb Venom, he gets that. That's weird that he doesn't have it. Surprising. You're not exactly having slot issues on a bounty hunter, and we do see it a lot up against the bear just to try and slow down that. What you call recall. That's the one.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, resolution is the Blink Dagger. This is like showtime now for the puck.
They've got Mech on Tidehunter. He cleared through that ancient stack finally.
They have Ravage in 22. Z-Freak, he's trying to skip this out,
Radiant's
but
top tower is under attack.
I don't know.
Radiant structure.
You need, what's your pickoff? It can't be Lone Druid. He's going to be one you're actually going to find alone, but, well, maybe. No, honestly. 1,100 gold, or rather, 1,100 HP. It feels like they'd have enough time to rotate in to save him.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
Plus, if his bear is slightly separate, they'll get 1437. If his bear is slightly separate, but he calls back the bear, and
Yeah.
and then he gets off the Savage Roar.
Structures are fortified.
I still forget about that skill because it shouldn't exist, but
Radiant's
it's
bottom
okay.
tower
Ability.
is under attack.
Tidehunter shows himself first at this top lane, preparing to defend, has the Ravage.
Oh, I
His
don't
team
like.
is ready to TP in. They do have the relocate.
I canceled it.
Okay, I'm not sure how
Dream
to cancel.
Coil.
I'm still gonna follow this fight at top because they probably go on the Tidehunter now with Fiend's Grip. Oh, they
Yeah,
are.
it was a Dream Coil by Resolution, but he gets paid for it.
Okay,
There was a
so
blink on top.
they do get him. Was that Kraken? It was probably Kraken Shell, right? That stopped the Fiend's Grip.
I wasn't looking top, but I'm gonna assume so.
Yeah. I just assumed like once it was like, oh, the relocate's gone, I thought they were going to turn and punish him, but they didn't get the opportunity, and it turns out the action was mid instead. Sorry guys, I missed it.
It's okay, it really wasn't that exciting.
Sometimes you gotta just make all. It's like, is the action mid or top?
Oh man, again the resolution dying. Can't have that happening. You know, he doesn't have any kills on top of him bounty wise, but he's slowing down. Like Puck is one of these heroes that you really want to be well above the Zeus that you kind of dumpstered in lane. Like, but now he's only 300 above. He only has the Blink Dagger. He's far away from the Yules, which you feel like you really need up against this Tide Hunter as well as the Bounty Hunter, like keeping an eye on you.
Swindle opting not to go for the Gush play on the Undying, probably for the best. Yes, the Undying is probably one of the few heroes you can actually take one do. They did also just kill the ward that was placed there to get some vision around the Secret Shop and Ancients area, probably to catch out the tiny Wisp when they're pushing out the top lane and kind of see where they're going, as well as potentially the Bounty Hunter. But ward gets taken away pretty quickly, and Complexity do take the tier 1 at bottom lane. But to build on what you were saying about resolution dying, it's build up on Limp that is really becoming so dangerous.
Oh, it's scary. I mean, he's downright like terrifying. They're not leading in experience. They're almost gonna be leading in gold here. They're starting to knock down these towers. But of course, Bulba, like, there's a couple big shifts in this game. Relocate was one, and then Radiant will be the other.
He needs to get a relocate play, but he's not gonna have the opportunity. It seems like. Not sure if he thought there just wasn't going to be enough time, but or maybe he was afraid of the Dream Coil counterplay. Relocate up the top lane. They're actually going to be able to catch Bulba. That's big.
You can't run.
Wow. So that's probably what it was, right? It was probably Hanskin going, if I try and do the relocate save, I'm just going to get Dream Coiled. I'm just going to give an additional death. So better to leave him behind and just, you know, leave it at a one pickoff. That's pretty smart. That's a lot of restraint.
Regeneration.
Yeah, no, it's always hard to make those plays because you're always just like, I'll save you. I know I can do this, but it just wasn't there.
Mean, especially if you're like really good at Wisp, like Hanskin knows he is.
Yeah.
If you can get the timing like, you know, just perfect, it can literally be like the same frame that you use Tether on him, and maybe that's, you know, far enough back that you don't get hit by the Dream Cloud. But
I guess. Well, speaking of resolution, his Dream Cloud and everything, his item buildup is. Wait, did he just buy oh, he bought a Veil. I saw the double robes, and I thought he was actually going to go for the Orchid, but that's the whole change. Yeah, this is solid. We see this item picked up so much more. Like, it's actually given value these days, you know?
Okay, no. I like this. Excluding the one part where they're dealing with the magic burst damage of Tiny and Zeus. And, well, I'm all for how the Veil of Discord. Like, the stats are pretty goddamn insane, especially on any like intelligence hero that takes advantage of the increased intelligence. Zeus is one. Like Puck is actually probably one of the better ones, simply because he does so much right clicking as well. If you just look at the stats for the amount of gold it costs, it's actually goddamn insane. 6 armor, 6 to all stats, plus another 18 intelligence, 6 damage. That is an insane amount for what is it, like 2250 or something like that for Veil of Discord. But then you include the fact that you've got a pretty magic damage heavy team, or at least just you paired with Yoar's Gyrocopter. That's lots of magic damage. I think it's a pretty smart choice, excluding the fact that he's still gonna get bursted down by the timing.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard to still, you know, you don't have that nice defensive Yules. Oh my god, can I get a ball back again?
They get the Ravage, Swindle makes his jump in, catches resolution as well. Complexity back in the game with this one, as they're going to be able to get 3 and maybe even 4. Z3 comes in from the side, not going to be able to slow anybody down. It's too dangerous for that, but Complexity off the back of Limp being able to get some of these pickups. They will get 1, 4, 3, 7. They've got him in hand with Gush. Confident.
Oh, Gem!
4 down, Gem on the ground. I don't know how many track kills that was, but probably at least 2.
Yeah, it looks like he had 2 tracks at least put up that fight, but even if he's not getting those track fights, like, or the track gold under those towers, it's these wards that Zephyr have been placing. Like, obviously it's incredibly crucial whenever you're running the IO Tiny strat, but you can just see there, the synergy they had coming in. I didn't think they were even going to get killed Bulba, but Swindle's just showing up so farmed right now. Like, compare him to Bulba, it's unreal. He's somehow 1100 gold above what seemed to be almost a free farming lone druid for a pretty big majority of this game. Where did the gold go? Does he have a relic on the bear? Is there... Alright, the Radiance recipe's on the courier. That's where his gold went, but man.
He probably
That
bought
Radiance
out
is
one of
fire.
the times that he picked off.
Yeah.
Because normally you're going to try and go for the relic first, but you can save some of your unreliable gold. That's pretty rough. Oh, they're going to get one. Yowar's dead. This tiny. He lives doing well, but complexity, I think, are also just...
Like, Swindles has 124 last hits. And Bulba has 80.
Middle tower is under attack.
feels like something.
It's crazy. Like, I mean, I know he's getting like some ancient stacks and he was abusing that side camp really well, but this is like, you're talking like peak performance in terms of GPM from this Tidehunter right now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Here too. About to fall.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Sleep goes down, still hoping to be able to get their jump. There's no Ravage from Swindle. They should know that too. The Fiend script laid out. They get the silence on a Hanskin as well. Resolution positioning himself really well here. Dream Coil even to make sure that there's no opportunity for the relocate. Oh my god, he almost got it. Hanskin was so close, but broke the tether towards the tail end of that relocate out. Looks like Limp may not survive. He's actually going to be caught by the puck. There goes the silence, resolution, pouncing on complexity the moment he sees weakness. Be able to find a bit more. Everyone else from complexity will be able to get out though.
Alright, well, that throws away a little bit of the lead that you had achieved there. You can, man, look at that net worth graph. It was starting to spike its way down there. And complexity looking like they were going to start to close out the rest of this map here, but you know, DC, they're bringing it back. Obviously, Puck, great chasing potential. Even if you have to use the Dream Coil on just the IO, it did secure away the fact that he couldn't get off that relocate, so solid stuff there. And now, if he can start building up towards that, oh wow, he's actually going straight for the Aghanim Scepter, knowing how far they are behind. That's a bit interesting. Is that really Axe? It's a unique build.
Especially unique because Tiny and Wisp, like normally you don't go BKB on Tiny, you don't get it on Tidehunter. You're unlikely to get it on the Zeus, so there's not a whole lot of that. The BKB
I just see like
in the
so much. Yeah, no, I don't know. I see so much value in the Yule Scepter this game, honestly. There's a lot of great situations to have it. Even if it's just debuffing track.
There is a stat buildup though, because the Yule Scepter, you're gonna die if you get caught by the stun toss, right? If you're not fast enough to phase shift or with this Veil, especially with the increase in armor, you can stat up, which is what Aghanims allows you to do. You can survive through that combination, because if you survive through the magic damage and then the armor damage, the physical damage, a couple swipes from the Tiny isn't going to be doing as much either because the big boost in armor. You might be Resolution might be looking this more at a standpoint of what item is going to allow me to survive through this combination in order to get off all my spells.
Yeah, no, it definitely is understandable in that sense, and it doesn't ever really fall off. Like, it's not an item that you're ever really gonna regret, in the sense, like, as long as you actually get it completed, obviously.
Yeah.
So, not too shabby here. They're getting a little bit aggressive here. They're not gonna find what they're looking for, though. But all the wards are so aggressive from complexity, they don't actually see where they are, so it might still pay off. So many towers knocked down by both sides. I guess Roshan will be the next big factor here. Neither team having a clear edge, really. It's pretty even between Puck Gyro as well as Tiny Tidehunter.
Dire's
Oh, this nice little backstab, though. Patience from Swindles.
Okay. Swindles ready to go with that Ravage.
Great positioning, though.
UI
Look where
is
they
gonna
are.
be popping that smoke. Are they able to? Oh, nice sleep. There it is. The silence goes down. This is actually going to stop some of this initiation. Swindle should still be able to get off the Ravage, and to great effect too. Still hits it on all 5, and Digital Chaos are just falling apart now. Bulba, he's not going to have a way out of this one. Yowar's fighting out futilely against all of complexity. They only got the Zeus. The sleep was good. AUI's response was pretty damn solid, but it wasn't enough for them to be able to win the fight. The trap had already been set up by Complexity, and AUI will be that 5th hero down. Complexity, the wipe on Digital Chaos in return for what was that, like, 15-minute wipe that DC had on Complexity. Tables have turned.
Man.
Radiant's top
2,000 gold for the Bounty Hunter. What a hero. 3 tracks. Must have snagged himself a kill as well there. Yeah. Oh, no. Did he get a triple?
Is under attack.
He got a triple. What is this? Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
Alright, that's just some Dota 2 action right there. So Z-Freak's rich as hell. He can, like, go for the, well, I guess they already have the mechanism up on the Titan.
I was going to ask you, like, what do you go on a build 4-position bounty hunter where somebody else is already getting the mech? Do you think... Do you,
Dagger
like, consider Pipe? Because the Wisp has already has actually the helm Hooded Defiance, so that feels a little inefficient.
I think without a Yule Scepter, you just buy Orchid for resolution. Kind of like force him into something. Either that or even a Blink Dagger's fine for Z-Freak.
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
He's so far away from a defensive item at this point.
This is up. They almost have level 3 grow on Tiny as well.
So he has the AC. Any other auras? They're building the what looks like, I assume, to be the Shiva Guard on the Tidehunter. It's definitely the standard. Just a casual cloak to hang on to. Very solid up against the puck too. It's very similar to Zeus. Like there's no reason not to get casual cloaks. I think Complexity see a lot of value in that. And I forget who I was talking to. Someone told me that was a very common thing in Han.
Yes, that was. Everyone did the casual cloak build in Heroes of New Earth.
And it's something that's been like totally passed over in Dota, but honestly, it makes quite a bit of sense against a ton of heroes.
Yeah, you could definitely see the. I mean, both of these teams, right, do have, or sorry, not both of these. I don't think anyone. I don't know about Samel and UR, but I don't think they played Han at all.
I don't think so.
And nobody else from DC. So, but Complexity obviously was like all of them were actually.
Yeah, this was like their team, like Stay Green, I believe.
Unskin. Oh, trying to go for that relocate out is actually successful. He got the relocate part out, the initial part before the silence. But that means he couldn't tether to limp, but it looks like that's fine. Still gonna die out.
Yeah, nothing you can do here. Just waste their time.
Got the whole entire pipe though. That's what happens when you have a Wisp paired up with a bounty hunter, and the laning phase goes all right, and you get into the full mid game swing of things, and your cores are owning. Starts racking in. You know why they were called Stay Green?
I don't.
It was a ping thing back when they played with Ja, who lives in Hawaii.
Oh yeah! Oh, Ja, he's a good guy. That's pretty funny.
Goes down, resolution. Trying to catch him out. Unfortunately, Swindle doesn't really have anywhere to go here, but he does have the Ravage. If you still fight this one out, get the blink to the side. Jesse slept up. Limp's actually coming in from behind. UR does have his BKB, though. They're trying to battle that. Wait for the BKB until the Ravage, but Limp's going to die anyway. The Ravage goes off at the right time, actually, and Limp's going to be able to get off the stun combination. Limp barely lives. York's going to come through, takes away his Aegis, but Swindle waited towards the last half second and immediately pops that BKB, and now they have the relocate for it. They're going to catch 1437 as well. The Plasma Ball Grenade coming in from Handskin, as that will be a third kill. Track as well. Complexity controlling this game and look to be in a good position to be able to actually push uphill right now. Maybe not take full laner racks, but maybe they could just take a tier 3.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I gotta say, like, even without Ravage, like, you don't even need it in this situation. You can definitely get tier 3. You have a tiny, like, one lost fight. That can just be a Rax. It might just be a situation where you look for the range. Like, they've got the Dream Coil, so, you know, respawn timers, you gotta take 10 seconds off those, really. Like, for how much resolution can hold you back, so they'll bail for now.
Blink Jesse. Eat the lens, Yules. Full Veil of Discord. What other items? Yes, and why BKB? The Axe is almost complete for resolution. We'll see if that makes difference in these fights. Lotus Orb is the choice for Z-Frig, of course. That's sort of like later utility item that you usually get after like Mech, Guardian Greaves.
Onskin's gonna be so happy that that's there now. Like, he keeps getting silenced every single fight. So yeah, nice little, more defensive than offensive pickup there. So that'll be solid.
Oh yeah, but that was the thing. It was a ping thing. You wanted to see the connection. You were like, stay green, stay green, because you know. Connection.
He had Ja had a little bit of a stint, but I don't think he's with anyone currently. No, he had a stint on Root for a while, played for them, but I think he's subbing for someone. I want to say right now, but I'm not sure who it is.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He's on a lineup for something. Probably like Power Friendship. But no, not that. Something.
All right, well, now it's kind of that time. Complexity, they're way ahead. I gotta say, Swindle's like that last play with the Ravage, obviously pretty insane, but he is so farmed for a Tidehunter. It's kind of blowing my mind right now.
Haste.
Especially since he had a tough lane to start, and we also saw the fact that he wasn't able to immediately do his Ancients like he wanted to, like his early level of Ravage, especially didn't pay off right away, because the push mid didn't actually follow through. I'm trying to think if he used Ravage in like the first 2 or 3 minutes that he leveled it.
No, he definitely didn't.
So
there was like a big area.
Yeah, he's definitely done a really good job of efficiently farming his way back into this game, especially since he wasn't able to play the most efficiently in the beginning just due to circumstance. He's now got Guardian Greaves, Shivas, Blink Dagger, Casual Cloak, and 1,000 gold on top of that. How much longer do you think do you go Axe next, or do you go Refresher?
I'm a big fan of the Refresher and everything. Yeah, the Axe is cute. I don't think it's as good as, you know, everyone makes it out to be. It's pretty cool. I'll give him that, but I just feel like you get way more value out of a Refresher.
Yeah, I'm an Axe and an Aghanim's man. And Ags, Octarine.
I mean, I'd love to, but I don't know. I just feel like Refresher's so good, like double Ravaged. It's all right though. He's definitely got the mana pool if he wants it.
Obviously, they were going to lose their Wisp there. Not much question about it, but it's not that big of a deal because Digital Chaos can't really take advantage of it. They're not even going to be able to push down the tier 2 tower because Complexity are threatening a tier 3. Now the sleep goes down.
Swindle's trying to take it.
Yeah, I think he's thinking about trying to wake him up. Looks like the Lotus Orb doesn't take off sleep.
Apparently not.
And coil, that's going to be a good start. Swindlemel's blinks forward with the Shivas. He's got the Ravage ready to go, but he wants to wait till Yuar's done with his BKB first. Now he pops in. Again, perfect timing once again. Yuar's potentially going to be bursted down. They're taking time bombs out of chest. He almost finished him off, but not quite enough. And now these zombies are slowing down both Blimp and Swindlemelons. The Radiance Bear is coming forward. They didn't manage to get him there. Managed to get his blink forward. They're slowing down Swindlemelon's nose. He's just going to slow down Resolution to make sure he can't actually get the kill onto Limp. Hanskin has come back and healed up Limp a decent amount, but it still looks like this is not a fight they want to take. And what the hell? Does sleep not be removed by Lotus Orb? Or did he try and throw it during like that 1 second of invulnerability or something?
I'm pretty sure it was after. No, it was definitely after that. It was like no question. So it's not remove it.
That's awkward. I bet. I thought it did. Why wouldn't it?
Huh? I don't know. It's kind of a weird debuff, you know. Like it can be traded. It's one of those kind of things. So
because it removes Scene Skirt, right? I'm not crazy. Maybe not.
Wait, what? Sorry, did he? He was Nightmare.
Yeah. But I'm just saying. Does it?
Yeah, it removes Fiend Script. Oh wait, no. Oh my God.
I'm confusing myself with Oracle now. Hold on.
Yeah, I know. Then I confuse myself with like a Phonic Shield at the same time.
It's so late, guys. I'm tired. I'm sorry. Anyway, mechanical things are happening. We don't really know what's going on with the Dota game because we're just scrubs, but Complexity versus Digital Chaos game number 3 is sure shaping up to be an interesting one.
Oh, is that still on? Oh yeah, they're still going here. Okay. All right, I see. They have the Aghanim Scepter, the glorious item for Resolution. You know, he had a really nice Dream Coil in that last fight. Don't know BKBs, but not really what you were expecting. I like this Moonshard on Limp. I think that's the item. I don't think anything else. You don't need Manta or any of that nonsense. Just get the Moonshard, man. 120 attack speed? You serious? A ridiculous item.
Let's see. Limp almost got the pick off on the Spirit Bear there. Dream Coil onto Swindle is here though, and they actually do manage to pop on him. Oh God, Limp's gonna be able to come in as well.
It's a buyback from Resolution.
Chaos are gonna be run down. They take it out the Tombstone in the background while the two tanky mofos are on the front line. They get the Undying. There's a buyback from Resolution in that case, but I mean that's 2 down for 40 seconds. Complexity can definitely still push down the tier 3 tower. They just got to be able to play it a little bit safe.
Oh, I mean, they know that Dream Coil is not even up either, so, like, they could split it if they wanted to put someone mid. A little bit risky, but if they commit to anyone, like, it doesn't even matter. They still have Ravage, honestly. This game's probably just over.
Let's go into town on that tier 3 tower. are forced to pop his ultimate just by time at this point in time, but the Ravage comes forward, surprise! They catch Resolution, you are got his BKB off in time, so they won't be able to turn that into more, but Resolution, thanks to the fact that he buyback earlier, is down for 80 seconds. That's probably 2 lanes of Rax. They're going to have to fight it out 4 versus 5, but by the time their Undying is back up, it seems like both lanes of Rax are already going to be dead. So then it's just a question, do Complexity go for 3? And it looks like they're a little bit divisive on that one. Hanskin has to tether himself away over to Chassis. They're not going to go for a full. They just leave Hanskin alone. Complexity, I think that's the wise call. It would be an unnecessary risk at this point in time to try and end the game outright when you just managed to get a huge win. 2 lanes of Rax by 35 minutes.
Yeah, there's no point. Just sacrifice the IO. Everything's going to be fine. Go back, buy your items. Now you get the day list up on Limp here. Swindles is sitting on 3.7k. Z-Freak as well. He's now going to pick up just some lads. Just try and help end this game out here. And man, Chessie has just been destroying Resolution. Like every fight, the magic damage is just blowing up this poor puck. It's not quite enough. Like, you did go for the full HP, like, which is really all you can do up against magic, you know? You just kind of get as much raw HP as you can. So the Aghanim Scepter was a good pickup in that case, but, you know, no casual cloak, no glimmer or anything like that, which, no, I mean, you're a puck, so it's not the most surprising thing, but, I mean, he's just getting shredded by it every battle.
Best opportunity, right? I mean, unfortunately, it's just, oh, they're going to get relocated on. Resolution has to prepare for this one. Got the Dream. Oh, wait. Oh, no, the Sleep actually managed to dodge the Dream Coil into Limp. That's not good. He's going to try and go full out for Mega Creeps. Hanskin is definitely dead. Limp is not going to be able to finish up this lane of Rax, unfortunately. He will die. The melee Rax has the opportunity to heal back up, but Digital Chaos, I don't think they have more options. They got to push in. They got to go all out at this point in time, because you're just going to get ratted for that last one.
Yeah, once Ravage is back up, I mean, the game's, like, this is child's play right now. That was just like, I'm going to see if I can do it, guys. Because we can't do anything without Ravage anyway. Like, there's no point risking anything without Ravage, so. Okay, there you go. That's the play.
Yeah, that is definitely the play. Agree with this wholeheartedly. Oh, nice pick off on the bear. Oh, Complexity. The only real game they can at this point in time. We do have Swindle real close to a refresher, by the way. And it probably wants to hold on to buyback.
Just in case. You never really know. Could they?
Honestly, if I had a choice, I would probably definitely take the extra life on Tide. When he's got Shivans and stuff, he's just so disruptive. Anchor smash as well. Trying to buy time. 15 seconds is all they need until the Tiny's back up. And the bottom lane is pushed in too. So the moment the Tiny is back up, they can actually go for that top lane of Rax. Hell, they can go for tier 4s if they want.
Yeah,
so.
if they don't have Cliff. Okay, yeah, they go back.
Yeah,
That's
they know it's like if all the lanes were pushed out, maybe they could hem and haw and sit there in the middle lane and try and force a fight. But
they watched that last series.
Oh yeah, backdoor protection is apparently not guaranteed anyway. So especially when creeps are inside your base, don't mess around. Man, I'm with Archon.
They
were so salty about that, but that was.
I mean,
I don't
it's
know.
been known. I mean, it's not a bug, it's a feature. I know it's frustrating, but like that's been an issue. I can remember this conversation happening like a year and a half or 2 years ago. Where people were like, what's gonna happen when this finally like this backdoor protection just doesn't work in a pro game because there's really strange interactions with it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. I know everyone's like, oh, well, if the creep's within it and its body corpse doesn't disappear for 15 seconds, there's no way. There was no way it should have still been active at that point. Like, the lanes were way out for a long time.
Dwindle catches 2. That's big to relocate in from behind. Let's see if they can get Resolution. Yeah, they jump right on from Resolution. Didn't have the opportunity to face shift. The Ravage goes down. Yawar's right in the face of everyone. Can he actually take this down? He won't. There's a refresher as well. Divine on the deck, but it's all over. Digital Chaos's dreams, their Manila dreams, are going to have to lie in the Manila Major because they will not be going to ESL One Manila.
Oh, we had pretty much stomps both of the first 2 games. This game was a little bit closer, but it kind of felt like Complexity just grabbed it at one point and never let go. Right around that 20-minute mark, you know?
As soon as Limp got that Blink Dagger, they definitely kind of put it full throttle. At the same time, you can kind of say that Digital Chaos just seemed to fall apart once that Blink Dagger was up.